Okay, Mayhem Bike, I'm back here with the reinstall video. As you can see, I put a rag around here. I just slid the wrist pin in off camera. Put the circlip on the one side before you even start. Make sure your end is facing up. Circlips are a pain. Needle nose pliers are your friend. Stuff a rag wherever you think the clip might pop to. If you don't cover your crankcase opening up, if it does pop, it can end up inside your crankcase. That would be terrible. To give you a size comparison, this is the factory 50cc compared to the new 72cc. This is a 39mm piston. That's a 47mm piston. So as you can see, it's clearly bigger. Should gain about a horsepower, maybe a little more. Also showing in the videos, they did in fact give you a complete gasket set. It does include all the rubber O-rings that you removed. It does not, however, include this metal shimmy type of thing. So you'll need to recycle that. So when you're undoing the engine, keep that in mind. Also, I have a bottle of Ultra Slick assembly lube I'll put on in a minute. And Sil Glide to help hold the little gaskety type of things in place until I put it all together down here. So without further ado, let's see what the gaskets look like. Gasket. If I can line it up, it's a gasket. Upside down, see? That's how you know you're backwards. Always remember your oral ports are down the bottom. See, this is why I'm not an expert. That's how that would just slide on. So we'll slide that on over here. I'm not using any Permatex or anything like that. And some people do, some don't. Lift this up, put the chain through, lift your piston up. Also, remember when you order the kit, try to order the one I linked. It has the proper size wrist pin. Some of these engines apparently have a 14mm, some have a 13. So if and when you're shopping for any size kit for this, go with the 13mm wrist pin. If you go with the bigger one, chances are it's not going to fit the crank that's in there, the connecting rod. And then you'll be stuck with a kit that you can't use. And that would be kind of not cool. Carefully put your gasket on. Again, there's dowels, indicators, and things you gotta be mindful of when you're doing this. So just gently press on your gasket. You don't want to rip your gasket. This is your base gasket, as I like to call it. The last one was barely touched as far as any, disturbing things to note. It did rip, however, upon removal. Again, I got the indicator dowel pins back in. Now I have to reinstall an O-ring down here. I could reinstall the factory one, which is actually slightly beefier than the one that's in the kit. It's not even slightly compressed. Let me see which one fits here. I'm sure they both fit, but that'll work also. I'll put the new one on. Just do everything new, right? So do that. And put a little Sil Glide on it, which I've never used. So it looks like a Vaseline, holds things in place. Just a dab, just to hold it, so to speak. I'm told it won't hurt anything, so put a dab on that. Because I asked some engine guys how the hell do you keep the gaskets in place, rubber seals. So I just put some Sil Glide on it. Like, oh, okay, what's that? I'll look it up. Okay, so my O-ring's down in there, nestled in nicely. Gasket's in there. This is on there. Everything lines up good, right? Next up, it's that time, folks. Put some Sil Glide in this. Engine lube in this. Assembly lube. Again, when you're doing your circlips, going back to the piston, just be mindful that they don't fly. I have a couple extras here from a prior build, so they're all basically the same. Ultra Slick, I'm just going to smear some around in here. Don't need a lot. It's red, made by Permatex. There's other brands, but just a little lube, so it's for dry assembly engine lube. So when you slide things together on the initial startup, it doesn't, supposedly wear as much or something. So do that. Stuff is messy. To be read, messy, messy, messy. The rag is handy. I have a paper towel, which is fine. It's recommended you do this. Some people might just use motor oil. I don't know. Okay, next part, your jug. The gasket's already on that side, so just gotta work it that way. Again, you can see that where the alignment dowels go. Don't get too carried away. And that small little hole that you can probably not even see on camera, possibly you can, that's actually the oil hole. So, you know, try and keep that free. So you're gonna do is take this, start reassembling your motor, folks. Again, this is the Amstar Nostalgia engine, factory 50cc on the new 2020 models. It's the 1P39FMB engine. Slide this down, get the piston lined up. This is the fun part. You can buy a spring compressor. Last time I did one of these, I just squeezed it with my fingers till all the rings went in where they're supposed to go. The jug is in fact beveled a little bit. So you got some wiggle room here. I may have to stand up to do this because I'm in a bad spot. Just gotta get it to compress around the rings, which are fun. However you feel the need to compress your rings. It's the silver one first, and then the rest. Right now, the silver one's one giving me grief, so. You gotta be gentle if you use tools, folks. This is not a rush. Usually it's a lot of rocking and motion involved. And twisting and maybe some cussing. Trust me, I'm not gonna make this look easy. If it was easy, I wouldn't be doing it. Jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Get to the last rings. Same thing, you just gotta go slow with it. Sometimes you gotta jiggle it just right, because you don't want to pinch anything. Something. I think we got it. Yep. 90% sure we got it. Yep, we got it. Okay. Dramatic. As you can see, I'm not forcing it. I'm just kind of jiggling, wiggling. This would be your time to put your timing chain through before you forget. And you get totally not happy there. It's nice because it's new components, so you don't have to fight so much. Kind of dangle that out. Confirm your rubber gasket's still in the hole. Yes, it is. Fill out. If you gotta get down and look, get down and look, because if you lose your rubber gasket, you'll probably have a massive leak you won't want, my friends. Nope, still in the gasket, still sitting there chilling. Also, you don't ever have to pull this out again. Check the sides, see what's going on. You're gonna have a drip in the front. Probably a massive drip at the way this is looking. Looks pretty well clear. Always something, right? Gotta ask yourself what was in the way, but again, make sure everything stays where it's supposed to stay. Don't assume. Again, I'm trying to figure out the best way to grab this thing. I'm knocking the engine all over the place. Almost there. Don't know if this is gonna reach. Not yet, not reaching. It's the thought. Use a little, you know, bolt leverage. Okay. So close. Might be it, folks. Looks like I'm at TDC. Yeah, everything's looking like it's there. That's good. Okay, let's clean up this mess here before it gets further out of hand. Get that off the gasket. Okay, that's over with. Put this bolt back in before you forget. Again, they're the same, just get the bolt started in the hole. Gives you a sense of, well, you got it in there. Again, it's 10 millimeter. Just gonna spin it in lightly. Just to get it, you know, on there, warm fuzzy feeling. That's what I like to call it, warm fuzzy feeling. Just like little bits. Is it getting all this? Okay, just not even snug, just kind of there. Okay, still showing us good to go up top. As you can see, the piston's there. Next up would be the next set of gaskets. But first, there's more. First you find the plastic rolly-wheelie thing, which you set aside, hopefully. And remember we said the letters goes inside. Let's just get that installed and get that over with. How's that sound? So you take the bolt that has the washer with the smooth shim on it. Just kind of set that up there. Get that in there. Line it up as best you can. This will keep your timing chain from totally disappearing off the grid, which will aggravate you. That's the jug on. Next up, next gasket. Now, orientation is obviously, like I said, wheel holes go down. So again, you're gonna slip it on, slip it on, slip it on. You'll see how it's all big. Put that over that. You'll see that your roller's there, right? That'll line up nice, right? Look at that. Now, there's a couple things that go on with this, because we got locator dowels on the right and left. You said there. And one down here. My leg is cramping, sorry folks. Jiggle, jiggle, wiggle, wiggle, as we say. Let's slide this back for a minute so I can see what's going on here. Center it up. There we go. That made it easier. And we got a third one. This is a specialty one. See this? It's got a beveled edge. It's also a locator dowel of sorts. And that's also the one that has the funny little O-ring on it, as we're going to call it. I'm not sure how it works or what's purpose. I recalled it going on there like this. It was before, in front of it, near it, squished on it. I don't know. Just know it was there. Again, put your chain back the way it goes. Get these up on your locators. This up where it belongs. Kind of just there. Again, this may be where patience comes into play. Let's see, from my screwdriver, which I keep throwing around like a toy. You see I'm sweating. To be honest, I don't know how this is supposed to stay there, but unless it gets, maybe it gets trapped behind that. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking, folks. Is it trapped behind the thingy? You may have to undo your work. If you don't, yeah, it goes behind there. Okay, I can tell by the cap. So, again, remember it came off with the gasket originally, so I didn't know what was going on here, but now I know. Ah, yes, I see clearly now. That's how it stays on. Just like that. And there's that. And then, of course, you got the metal encased round ring. Again, we're going to use all new gaskets because that's what came with the kit. Somehow insert this into this. Kind of like riding a wheel there. It just kind of sits up in there. Sits rather well, actually. So I don't need to glue that, I don't think. I think it'll stay just fine. Okay. As you can see, after that's installed, you're at TDC. Everything looks like it lines up. So we're making good progress. Again, this is the 1P39FMB. I'm standing up to get my legs loosened up. Next up is the head install. Now, I'm going to remove this and put this over here. This is the old head, old jug in the box. Okay, there's more room. I'm going to reach over now and grab the new head, which is still in the box behind this build. Bring that up to the forefront. Has a new cover plate. I may end up using the other one. This is the original side plate for the timing chain. Let's see what the head looks like. Ooh, it's pretty. Again, it comes with new gaskets also. It is packed in a separate box. All new gaskets and everything included as well. So basically you got double the gaskets for doing this part of the build. Now I showed the original head on this. These valves appear to be bigger. Let's see if I can find. Can you see that on camera? These valves appear to be bigger than the factory ones. This also comes with a new timing chain. These are already loose. I loosened these. So anyway, this is your new head that came with the whole kit for 86 bucks. So again, if you're looking to do this, this might be the smart. Do it all at once. Let's see if we can see a comparison size of the valves. Yes, the valves are definitely going to breathe better. There's your intake is now on the bottom. Your exhaust is on top. I don't know if you can see that, but you can definitely see there's a definite valve size increase. That should help breathability. Again, there's no pair system or restrictions on this new setup. So side by side, bigger valves. I will measure the bigger valves here in a second. My little caliper to the best I can. Also, there's no restriction on the, you can see the intake is measurably bigger. This is the factory one on your right. That little 16 millimeter hole. This is the new head on your left side that my finger's flickering. So it shows you it's just bigger. Okay, let's get to moving here. It's not perfect, but hey, you know. Valves are bigger. Let's see if I can get a caliper on them a little bit and see what the measurements are for that before I assemble this, because after that I can't tell you. I'll tell you nothing. Give you a guess, more or less. I have to do it this way. Just kind of gauge it out. These valves I'm going to say are 22s. Looks like a 22 on the intake. Maybe a 23. And the exhaust side is going to be, my guess is a 20. So definitely bigger than whatever was factory. So anyway, let's get to slapping this on. Continue with the video of the install. Slide the caliper back out of the way. I should take this timing chain out, or timing chain gear out. Yes, I'm squatting down doing this, folks, so if I stand up occasionally and get off camera, I'm sorry, but Again, I'm sitting at the floor level on a box that's only 16 inches or so off the deck, so. I'm 50 years old, it's kind of rough, man. This is with the VHT crinkle paint, by the way. Hence the black finish. Okay. Intake side up, common sense, right? Yeah, we'll see how that works out for you. Line up your full bowls. The thing looks massive, don't it? It's, as far as I know, it's the same size as the original. I didn't mess with it all that much. Yeah, it's the same depth, so it should bolt without issue. This is the timing chain. Make sure you slide that up and in. Try to knock your gasket around a whole lot here. You'll knock out that O-ring and you'll be like, what happened there? This is when I wish I had a pick. I think a pick would be handy, like an angle pick, you know? But yeah, we don't have that. Probably a lot of guys don't have that. So, get this timing chain tucked up in the hole at least. Fishy. There we go. Now, say now like it's a thing, but now, if I cards right, I'm smart. I'm do like that. Get you the dust of it. Oh. Do like that. Now, I'm going to show you what I just did. I used this screwdriver, plain screwdriver, no frills, and basically grabbed the timing chain, pulled it forward all the way so it doesn't fall. I'm going to show you how it looks at the moment. I kind of looped the chain around the giant railer there just to hold it up, and I got the bolt sticking through just in case the chain falls, it won't come off. And that's where we're at. So put you back in your spot over here. Everything's looking pretty choice at the moment. Let's look at the timing chains, the gears. See if there's any massive difference here. Appear to have same number of teeth. The factory one has more defined teeth. They appear identical. So the alignment seems good. I may use the factory timing gear. No, I'll use the new one because everything's gotta be new, right? Okay, so let's go with the new one. It's got a dot. First thing, put this nut back in. Again, just you don't have to go crazy. Just to put the engine together. You're just trying to, simplify things down the line here. Again, this doesn't take a long time. You just want to take your time with it, though. I did not put the studs in the bottom down here yet. I could have did that first. I'll do that after I'm done, I guess, because I did not do it now, which I probably should have. just gonna kind of hand snug this down. And that's it. Just to hold that in place, as we like to keep saying. Now, since everything is hand snug on this new setup, I didn't put the gaskets in place, so I had to put the gaskets on this side. Because I was painting and I didn't want to like ruin the gaskets. That pulled out temporarily. See, it's there. Just gotta pop a gasket on it. Better, worse, or other, put your gaskets on, don't forget. Like me and be blind here and trying to guess where the gaskets go. Hand snug them. Bolt. Valve should be in a loose position. So right now I think they're in TDC because they're just loosey giggly. Cam ain't hitting anything at this point. It's just smooth. Remember, I had the picture. It's starting to hit. Let's see what the gear looks like when I do this for TDC. Yeah, it was like that. So yeah, that technically works. Let's see if I can get the timing chain back on there. Back on the gear, that is. Because it should be in TDC, right, folks? Because I didn't do anything. This is where the hook would be handy. Mind you, folks, it's really, really hot out here. I've got no fan, no air. It's your basic hot shop. I'm doing this. And the guys online make this look easy, so just ever so annoying. Go up. Okay, it's definitely gonna be a fun. I'm just gonna take this bolt out to do this because then I can just move it freely. Again, if you drop your cam gear, don't stress. It's not going to roll into the engine because you put that roller gear back in on the side with the bolt. So, but again, you just try not to lose anything here. I'm sweating badly here. Try like this. Try holding the gear outwards, maybe. Slipping there. Up under, maybe. You're trying to guess this as you're doing it. And again, when you drop everything, you lose your cool probably. I just did. There's got to be a way to do this. Right? Guys online just have more patience, probably. Drop it down in the valley, maybe. Drop the chain. Drop the gear. Drop the chain. Drop the gear. I'm sweating. Like a whole new world type of sweat going on here. Let's see. Slide the gear back in. Might be easy. Tiny little notch. Yeah, definitely have to get a marker for that. A tick is definitely something you need on this, I think. Taking it out was easy. Putting it in, not so much. Okay. I need to go get a water, folks, or I'm gonna croak out on you here. I will be right back. I'm sorry I bumped the camera. try it again, folks. It's really hot. Let me close this door here. I'll hear all the conversation from across. So apparently the reinstall of the timing chain is going to be the pain in my butt. Just want to get it back on the chain so I can like work with it. And if I had a hook, which I don't have, I could just hook it onto the chain, pull the chain out with the hook, and then do it that way. But I don't have a hook. I have a drill bit, which I'm sure is just awesome to be using right now. Try to get this lined up. Line to easy. I'm off by a few teeth, so I'm gonna loosen it up. Rotate the chain a little bit. Try it again, see if we're closer. Pretty close. Go one more time. That looks pretty good. At least from my standpoint. I see the notch. I see the dot. I'm going to put the bolt back through the hole to help hold this in place, so I have a minute to gather my thoughts. I have to rotate the cam slightly to get this to go. Both cams are still loose, so that's a good sign. Gently convince this to go. Slide when you start doing something, right? These bolts look like they're enough. still trying to figure it out, folks. Give me a minute. This is where the cam tensioner probably would have been good to be removed right now, because that would give me some slack on the chain. And of course I didn't do that. So probably doesn't help that this engine is, like I said, brand new. So everything is brand new. With everything being brand new, there's no natural slack in the chain. And again, I've never done this before, so I'm learning. I don't know if I can stretch that far enough with just sheer blunt force type of trauma. May be able to. I just don't want to wreck the cam, if you know what I mean. Wreck the cam, you're pretty much done. I got it on there. And I'm at TDC. Well, that worked. There you go. I will show you in a minute after I get these bolts in. Dance the Irish jig over here. So I'm gonna get these little bolts in. And I'll swing the camera around to show you that I got it scoped up. So it is possible to do, I guess, without removing the timing chain tensioner under the block. Obviously, if I were to do this again, I'd probably want to remove it though, because that was very tight, to say the least. Mixing the bolts going on here. Yeah. These don't say 8.8. These ones I took off said 8.8, or vice versa. I don't think it matters, to be honest with you. So I'm just gonna use whatever's in the hole. Just tighten them up as is. All the spares. I mean, lots of spares, right? Okay, so valves have free play. Yep. I'm gonna bring the camera around to show you. Oh man, stiff. Okay, here we go. You will see this tiny little notch right there. It's lined up with that dot right there, which is lined up with that up in there. So technically I'm at TDC, folks. Okay. Feeling really good right about now. Now, it is a 9mm. So I'm going through this. I get a 9mm. 9mm. Look pretty. I'm feeling really good on that. What else? Because I didn't really move the engine, so. Next would be adjust your valve lash, which we can do. had went out and bought this specialty tool. It supposedly fits this. Yes, it does. Is that it? I believe so. I believe it's a 9. Yep. This allows you to put this on here, loosen the middle piece, or tighten it as needed. And then you can adjust your rockers however you need to do it. So you start by loosening the outer edge. Spin this bad boy down. And you adjust your valve lash. Anyway, at this point, you put your covers back on after you adjust your valves to the manufacturer's spec, and then you tighten down all your bolts. Do this part and basically button it up. I'm probably going to reuse the black one, not this new one, but that goes on after, and then you do everything you need to do. This one got kind of dinged up or scratched up or something, but still may put it on. So you put this back on. Cause and effect here. And remember your copper washer and setup go in this corner, so on and so forth. Anyway, that's your basic 72 BBK big bore kit reinstall. Snug up all your bolts. I believe they're 11 or 13 foot-pounds on these. For these two here, use common sense. I mean, you know. Anyway, Mayhem bike. 72cc BBK on the 1P39FMB for the Amstar Nostalgia. I'm going to go off camera now, get a drink of water, and then adjust my valves. Anyway, you all have a good day. Glad you all tuned in. Hope this helps somebody. Have a good day.